Oh damn! I gotta get this cookie out of my mouth. Ha! Good morning. Hey, look at this. Show's starting. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. It's Hump Day on the Morning Night Live, and I got a cookie in my mouth. Anyway, I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time in the pre-intro because it's self-explanatory. Pink, the singer, whatever. She's very, very pro LGBTQIA plus, which I don't care. That's cool. Be that. But sometimes you say stuff and do stuff that is just dumb because you don't do your research. You're so busy listening to what the powers that be say and the other celebrities and whatever, that you say something dumb and you don't do your research, and then you look dumb and foolish. So it's not unusual for celebrities to do that, and I usually don't talk about celebrities that much, but today I'm going to. I'll mention it. It's just a small part of the show. Plus, we already got a bunch of articles from Gunfox. We got a whole bunch of stuff trending. We'll do that whole thing right after the intro. Johnny, play the intro. Now!
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
So, do you ever, you take a bite of something and then you got to talk to people and you pretend like you don't have that in your mouth? Yeah, that's what I was just going through. I took a bite of a cookie and I realized, oh my gosh, I only have 12 seconds. So I wing it. How do you say it when you wing it, but you do past term? What's the past term of winging it? Is it wunging it? Winged it? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's probably winged it. I winged it. I don't know. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet. Welcome back to the P-Dog Knight channel for another show. It is the 15th of November, 2023. We're pretty close to Thanksgiving. Is that next week or is it 2 weeks? No wonder my wife keeps talking about Thanksgiving. Let me look at my calendar here. Thanksgiving is it on the 29th? No, oh my God. It's Thanksgiving next week, a week from tomorrow. No wonder she keeps talking about Thanksgiving. Holy moly. Well, I guess I should go start buying turkeys and stuff, because we always buy 2 turkeys. And we're going to have a lot of people over. I do got my cup of reparations today in the Shell Brewery Cup. Shell's Brewery in New Ulm, Minnesota has one of the best Oktoberfests probably in the Midwest. It is just a wonderful time. And we went there a couple of years ago with my mother, and we had a good time. But anyway, Shell Brewery puts a nice product out. Shell's Pills, Shell's Winter Ale. They got a couple of really good beers they brew down there. It's New Ulm, Minnesota. Little German community. Anyway, or was at one time, I guess. You know how in the United States, little communities popped up, and people of certain descents would kind of congregate in certain little coves of the world. And New Ulm, Minnesota was a mostly German community, which is unusual in Minnesota because most of the communities in Minnesota are either Norwegian or Swedish. But down in New Ulm, there was a bunch of Germans, and they settled there. And August Shell, the proprietor of Shell Brewery, put a nice little brewery down there, when every town had their own little brewery, and it still exists, and they do a pretty good product. So if you're ever in Minnesota, check out New Ulm, Minnesota. Actually, the Shell Brewery, it's a cool place too, because his mansion's there, and it's really cool grounds, but it's not a huge brewery. But anyway. All right, real quick, thank you to the people who've already shared the show. It looks like Man Squatch and wait, what? Oh, that's Man Squatch. And then Shattered Cat 75. No, you're just liking it. Okay, never mind. Tyre Alexander, thank you for retweeting the show. Somnambule Nation, thanks for tweeting it out on your own. And please share the stream. Invite a friend. In fact, we should make us just a designated bring a friend day to the show. Anyway, let's say hi to the people in the chat. By the way, Gunfox61 already dropping articles in, and Gunfox61, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. I don't know if anyone's going to beat that today, because that's usually about the high end of what anyone ever does, and I appreciate that, Gunfox. You helped me pay my cable bill, because that's my cable, my internet bill, I should say. I don't really have cable, but anyway, dropping 4 articles in the bank already, and since I didn't really open articles today, that helps me a lot, because I mean, not that I don't have a lot of articles. I think I'll put the aggregator on the link today, because there's just so much, especially with this Israel stuff. I mean, that's dominating everything, but there's some political stuff that's happening and whatnot, and JJ Sefton does a great job of aggregating the news, so I might just put that link out there today. But let's say hi to the people in the chat and get this thing going. First in the chat over on YouTube, Mr. Avocados Diablo, or excuse me, Rumble. Mr. Avocados Diablo gets the bell and a theme song. Also, good morning to Michael Savage, Blarg, Jimmy Das Hotep's in the house. And Cracked is over there. Nice to see you, Cracked. Welcome back. Nice to have you watching the show from the Rumble side of the ledger. There are a few other people there. I don't know who you are, but thanks for watching on Rumble. I appreciate it. On YouTube, first in the chat is also Mr. Avocados Diablo gets the bell. And for a while, he was all by myself. He was all by myself anymore. That's pretty high for me. I sang tenor in high school, but just because I could, not because it was my natural range. I'm more of a baritone, even baritone dipping into the bass range. But I sang tenor because not a lot of guys could sing tenor, and I could, so I did. Why you care about that, I don't know. You probably don't, but I did. Also in the chat over on YouTube, Somnambul Nation's in the house, Gunfox61, the administrator of the Discord server and prolific news contributor. Also, good morning to Mike Savage, Blarg, Tyler F's in the house. Nice to have you, Carol Soldier, Simon Wolfwood, Jason Who, whoops, the Grand Inquisitor, Hiya. Alexander is in the house. I can't stop doing that. Also, good morning to JB. What's happening? Maddie's in the house. Cyan Wizard is here. Good morning. Mansquatch is here somewhere, aren't you? Are you here, Mansquatch? I don't see you in the chat, but you tweeted out the show, so I'm just assuming you're somewhere to be found. Oh no, YouTube's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Okay, you might experience some buffering here. I don't know why. Is it my internet? I have no idea. I have it set up right. So anyway, let's get into, let me open all these articles that Gunfox is giving me too before I forget. And I'll just do that real quick. I haven't even looked at the titles. All I've seen is that you're dropping them in the links and they're here. And so I'm going to diligently go through them as I often do. What is that? Okay. Oh, okay. Well, oh, Jesus. Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Okay, but what? Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Sorry, let's get into this. Gunfox, what the hell are you sending me? Good Lord, man. Okay, thank you, by the way, Mike Savage and Willett Forge also for doing whatever you do with the show. I appreciate it. Oh, another fake. Is that a fake account? No, Millie James is a real person. Is it? No. Is this another one of these? Oh, that might be a real person. It's somebody who follows me. Okay, never mind. This might be a real person. Senior golf enthusiast. That's weird. Okay, let's get into the show. Do I miss anybody? That hurt my ear. Sorry, I know. Sometimes I get loud. As well as Squatch, he's difficult to see. He has that innate zone of displacement. I don't know what that means. Sometimes you speak in language that I don't understand because you're smarter than me. All right, let's get into the news. Things trending in the world right now. We have a special day all the time. There's always a special day to talk about. Today's special day would just happen to be Steve Irwin Day. Now, I don't know if it's because it's his birthday or it's in memory of Steve Irwin, but it is Steve Irwin today. Robert Irwin, I believe his young son. Today is November 15th. November 15th is Steve Irwin Day, a day to remember our dad, the greatest wildlife warrior on the planet. He was one man who changed the world forever and continues to inspire the next generation. Yeah, poor Steve Irwin. I mean, he died doing what he loves. I mean, hanging out with animals. Unfortunately, it's not Hug a Stingray Day. Come on now. Come on. Let's not go there. But he was, he's always has all these animals all over. And what's wild too, like he's in Australia for the most part, even though he traveled the world, but he was always messing with the crocodiles and messing with, things that could eat him or kill him. And he survived all of that until one day he was swimming with a stingray and accidentally got one of the stinger things stuck through him. And unfortunately he passed away. But he was a good-hearted guy, happy-go-lucky guy. He was fun to watch. I mean, he's crazy if you don't know what you're doing. But he knew what he was doing, and he had a lot of fun doing it. And he emitted the joy of what he did. So here's 34 seconds of, let's see, this is the most passionate 34 seconds ever caught on camera. A man with a plan to save the world all by himself. Steve Irwin, the human embodiment of a kind innovator. It's not about how much money you have, it's about what you do with it. So here's 30 some seconds of Steve Irwin that should make you happy.
What good is a fast car, a flash house, and a gold-plated dunny to me? Absolutely no good at all. I've been put on this planet to protect wildlife and wilderness areas, which in essence is going to help humanity. I want to have the purest oceans. I want to be able to drink water straight out of that creek. I want to stop the ozone layer. I want to save the world. And money's great. I can't get enough money. And you know what I'm going to do with it? I'm going to buy wilderness areas with it. Every single cent I get goes straight into conservation. And guess what, Charles? I don't give a rip whose money it is, mate. I'll use it and I'll spend it on buying land.
So there you go. Steve Irwin, just being passionate about what he does. And I admired the guy. He was funny. He was passionate. He was, and he just believed in what he did. So there you go. Too low? What do you mean too low? That's as high as that one would go. Sorry. Crikey, yes, that was one of his great words. Chris a Croc Day. Has it Hug a Stingray? No, it's none of the above. He was a hard guy to dislike. Absolutely. Good morning. Those ain't real, dude, by the way. All right, so that's Steve Irwin trending today. Also on the list today is Target. Target. It is on the list, but it's not next. Tammy Murphy. If you're not familiar with Tammy Murphy is the spouse of what's the name? What's the governor of New Jersey? Damn it! What the hell is his name? My brain it's Governor Murphy. I know that. It's Phil Murphy. Excuse me. I had a brain fart. Apparently, Tammy Murphy is running for the Senate seat. Apparently, that they're going to take away from Menendez. Is that the one she's running for? I don't know, but she's trending. First Lady of New Jersey, advocate for maternal and infant health. Oh, great. Our planet and women-owned businesses. The wife of Governor Murphy and mom of four. So anyway, Tammy Murphy, now she has this thing here. I'm Tammy Murphy and I'm running for the U.S. Senate to fight for New Jersey, our families and democracies. Will you join me? Now, one of the reasons she's trending and one of the reasons people are talking about this, because she's not the leading candidate, okay? She's not the leading candidate for senator in New Jersey. But she is apparently her husband, the governor. Some are saying that he's putting the thumb on the scales a little bit as far as the nomination process. Now, there's another Congressman, Andy Kim from New Jersey, a Democratic congressman. And look, if this is New Jersey, it's very unlikely they'll get a Republican governor or a senator. It's just unlikely. They might. Who knows? The way things are going, who knows what New Jersey will do. But if you're a Democrat in New Jersey, you're more likely to not be in that post. And Andy Kim, the congressman from New Jersey, is running for Senate also. It has a commanding lead over Tammy Murphy. But some people are saying that Phil Murphy is putting some little thumb on the scales, and with the Democratic Party in New Jersey and making this somehow a race. So anyway, someone called the New Jersey Project says Tammy Murphy wants to be the next governor. Well, she's not going to be the next governor. She's running for Senate. Would she be better than Bramnick? Probably. Well, I don't know who Bramnick is. New Jersey First Lady Tammy Murphy announced yesterday that she will run in the Democratic Senate primary. Root her on. Why? Indicted incumbent Bob Menendez must go. Well, yeah, I'm sure a lot of New Jerseyans think that Bob Menendez must go. But anyway, here's something Andy Kim could use against Tammy Murphy. She would run as a Democrat in a blue state, but she regularly voted as a Republican until 2014. Oh, no! Oh, no! She actually voted as a Republican? Oh, my gosh, that's terrible. Even as her husband was finance chairman of the Democratic National Committee and the ambassador to Germany appointed by President Barack Obama. Well, does she have to vote for Democrats? I don't know, but that's... you'd kind of think that would be a what is it called? A feature, not a flaw, or something like that. Anyway, but here it is. So Governor Murphy thinks the grassroots won't oppose Tammy Murphy's nomination because he bought off its leaders. But the real leaders can't be bought off. They aren't happy. They are organizing. They want a real primary. Grassroots is bottom up, top down. Folks never remember this. So now, and that also has Andy Kim trending. Hello, Nomad. How you doing, brother?
Stop. Hammer time.
So anyway, here's Andy Kim, who's a congressman from New Jersey. He's also a Democrat. Big news, my first video, my Senate campaign is out. I'm building different kind of politics, so I made a completely different kind of political video, something real. No scripts. Watch to the end. I put my heart in this. Please share and donate. Now, I don't know anything about Andy Kim. Should we watch this? I mean, I don't have a whole lot of the docket today, except for the Gunfox articles, which I will get to, I promise. Here's Andy Kim's... this is apparently his announcing that he's running for senator, or his first video of his Senate campaign. Well, let's watch a little bit of it. Let's see if it's really different.
Here we go.
No scripts. No.
Hey, nice to meet you too. Thanks for being part of it.
Real New Jersey residents. Oh, pleased to meet you. Okay, got it. He's got it captioned here.
They are a little low, right? I'm a short guy, so I try to bring it up a little bit. Let me get mine.
Would he be the first Asian American senator?
Just ask you all, like, how are you feeling about things in this country right now?
There's so much on my mind.
Yeah.
It's like hard to feel. And I mean,
Like
women's
Joe
rights
Biden sucks?
to what's happening in the Middle East right now.
Yeah.
It's just,
Oh, yeah.
The world is pretty scary.
What else is on your minds?
It's almost impossible now to live comfortably in New Jersey if you don't have a very high-paying job.
I am.
Yeah. Whose fault is that?
And
Democrats.
I own a plant in New Jersey, so yes, I am one of those people. And I'm still like, wait a minute, hold on. I moved from New York to New Jersey to find more money in my budget, but I'm still cutting back.
I have 2 kids to send to college, so I'm wondering, maybe...
Wondering if somebody else should pay for it?
To retire, or just
I don't know.
Social Security funding left for
I know. It is just like...
A 6-year-old and an 8-year-old, 2 little boys, first grade and third grader.
Why is everybody in
And
this...
I
Oh.
worry about that. I'm just like, what in the world is
Never
education
mind.
going to cost? College going to cost when
I was
you're
going to
a
ask something
teenager?
stupid. Hey, you know what I'd like to ask? Why does college cost so much? Why does college cost so much? And I'm not saying that the taxpayer should pay for it. No, I don't think that at all. But these schools have multi-billion-dollar endowments. I mean, is it Texas A&M? Texas A&M is firing their football coach, right? And apparently, because they fired him, they owe him like $71 million because they fired him. That was part of his contract. Now, I wonder how much it costs to go to Texas A&M. How much tuition could they pay at Texas A&M? Couldn't they send everyone at that school to school for free there for a year, maybe? For $71 million? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. Probably not, because College costs so much. And why? Most colleges are supposed to be nonprofit. I mean, at least state schools and stuff. But they keep building all this stupid shit like water parks and whatnot. Yeah, I'm wondering why college costs so much in the first place. Whose fault is that? Certainly not. It's not the responsibility of the taxpayer, because not everyone goes to college. Not everyone needs college. And then they make you take a bunch of stupid shit while you're there that you don't need. Why do I need some class on feminist, rock theory or something? Because you need to take this many credits for what? Aren't you going there for something specific? Like most kids go to college for something specific. And then they have to take all this extra crap that has nothing to do with anything they're doing. Oh, I'm sorry. They have to take all these extra indoctrination courses. But anyway.
What went through your mind when you heard about sort of the most recent indictment upon Senator Menendez?
That he's a shitbag. He's a shitbag.
New Jersey.
He's a shitbag. That's what I thought.
We're known for.
Right.
But I wasn't surprised
Oh my God, he said he's from New Jersey. We're known for corruption. That's probably what he meant.
by it at all because I feel like there's a lot of corruption in
New Jersey.
So how did that make you feel when you saw that?
Not surprised.
Like a New Jerseyan.
I'm someone that
like a New Jerseyan. See,
politics now, but this is not where I came from. I was a diplomat in national security before. I served out.
So you were a bureaucrat.
For me, being in public service demands.
Okay, I can't do it. This is not for Andy Kim. Anyway, Andy Kim's running against Tammy Murphy. Tammy Murphy, is that her name? And here's interesting though. This was this interview on CBS News. No, this is too long too. I'm not doing this. If you want to know about, if you're anywhere near New Jersey, and you want to know about these two. They'll be in the links today. I drop everything in the links. All right, but let's move on because this is boring. Also, Matt, let's just stick with politicians though. First, we'll go to Matt Gaetz now. Matt Gaetz is trending. Now he's a little more exciting, at least for me. I don't know why that sounded weird. He's not. He doesn't excite me at all. I mean, but he's interesting. And so there's a whole bunch of things going on with Matt Gaetz, why he's trending. One of them is the fact that he has a formal ethics complaint against former Speaker McCarthy, who apparently, he says, assaulted another member of Congress. Now, this is interesting just because it's just kind of strange, actually. He says, Chairman and Ranking Member Wild, it has come to my attention that this morning on November 14, 2023, the following meeting of the House Republican Conference, Representative Kevin McCarthy assaulted Representative Tim Burchett in the hallway Capitol complex. This assault was witnessed by numerous people, including Claudia Grisellas of the NPR, who was interviewing Representative Burchett at the time. For his part, Representative Burchett has described the attack as a sucker punch and a clean shot to the kidney. Needless to say, this incident deserves immediate and swift investigation by the Ethics Committee. This Congress has seen a substantial increase in breach of decorum, unlike anything we've ever seen since the pre-Civil War era. I myself have been a victim of outrageous conduct on the House floor as well, but nothing like an open and public assault on a member. Now, and then let's see, he says, while Representative Burchett is within his right to decline to press charges against Representative McCarthy, your committee does have a duty to investigate breaches of the binding code of official conduct, whose first rule is that a member shall behave at times in a manner that shall reflect creditably. It's not even saying credibility. Creditably on the House, there's a substantial evidence that Representative McCarthy breached his duty. So that's interesting. And I don't know what's going on with that. But, oh my goodness, Congress needs to have a good fight. Yeah, there's been some brawling precursors happening in Congress lately. So that's interesting. But also, what was the most interesting one I saw here? Well, here's Kevin McCarthy, who is addressing this issue, though. Here's Kevin McCarthy talking about this so-called sucker punch that Matt Gaetz is talking about.
A reporter was interviewing Burchett or something. I guess our shoulders hit because Burchett runs up to me after. I didn't know what he was talking about. Some reporters asked me.
He said our shoulders hit.
I didn't hit the guy. I did not kidney punch him. I did not shoot anything like that.
You didn't shove him.
No. We're walking through. You are at HC5, right? You guys line up along the way there. It was Bruce Wester and I walking out.
Why are these so quiet?
Someone. I didn't know it was him or something. I guess our elbows hit as I walked by. I didn't punch anybody.
Did he run after you?
But yeah, well, I guess it happened because when I was walking back further, I don't say somebody was interviewing me or talking to me, and he comes running up like, why did you hit me or something like that? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't even know something transpired.
But reporters or witnesses said it looked like there was plenty of room for you to walk and that you intentionally hit him.
There is, okay, not a place. Show me a reporter who saw that. Call Bruce Westerman.
So anyway, he's denying it. There's a little more, but we can skip that for now. So that's one of the reasons why Matt Gaetz is trending, because he's putting that down. But also there was, let me see. Before I scroll, I got to be careful scrolling on X/Twitter. You never know what you're going to get. Let's see. Where's the other one? There was another thing that these are older clips. We don't need to do the older clips. And then also, let's see. This is from yesterday, though, that he posted this. Apparently, someone says, thank you. Well, wait a minute. Oh, thank you, Representative MTG, for filling the leadership vacuum on the issue of COVID vaccine injuries. Far too many members of Congress are bought and paid for by big pharma lobbies, which prevents these issues from the oversight they deserve. It is indicative of how high the hill is for us to climb to get the truth out. So apparently they wanted to bring up some things about the vaccines, and let's see.
A reasonable person watching this hearing might wonder why this is a field hearing being chaired by Congresswoman Green rather than a hearing held by the House or the Senate with one of our standing committees. And I believe that reason is because far too many members of those committees obtain those committee seats because they are bought and paid for by big pharma. And if you go look at the people who lead these positions in the House and Senate, and you line up the money they get from big pharma lobbyists and big pharma PACs, it is pretty easy to see why we are here. So I believe that we are just at the beginning of following up on these 60 oversight requests sent by Senator Johnson. And that is what our committees ought to be doing. They should be going line by line through the requests that Senator Johnson and others have laid out, and we should be answering those questions. And it's deeply frustrating, although I'm very grateful to Congresswoman Green for leading this, it is indicative of how high the hill is for us to climb to get the truth out.
Okay, so we'll leave that at that. But so anyway, they basically had an ad hoc committee. For those of you who say ad hoc, it's not ad hoc, it's ad hoc. The C is silent for whatever reason. I had a professor in college who taught me that. He was one of my rhetoric professors, and he said it's not an ad hoc committee, it's an ad hoc committee for those who are not hosts. Anyway, that's why he's trending, I guess. That's not a whole lot, but that's why. Moving on, Nimrata is trending. Since we're in politicians right now, you should know who Nimrata is, right? Who knows who Nimrata is? Nimrata is that's Nikki Haley's first name, and apparently Nikki Haley. I don't know if we did this one yesterday. I think we did, but I'm going to play it again because it's chilling, if you ask me. And it's now a reason why I would never consider Nikki Haley for president because she said some of this bullshit. Here's her from a couple days ago. Here's Nimrata.
When I get into office, the first thing we have to do, social media accounts, social media companies, they have to show America their algorithms.
Now, I'm not, I guess, but again, these are private companies. Why? But maybe I understand this if they're putting their thumbs on the scales of rhetoric, maybe so. But then she says,
let's see why they're pushing.
Wait for the second part, though.
The second thing is every person on social media should be verified.
Oh, really?
That's
really?
First of all, it's a national security threat. When you do
this because
all of a sudden people have
say
to
mean
stand
things
by
to you?
what they say, and it gets rid of the Russian bots, the Iranian bots, and the Chinese bots.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It just you can find out who hurt your feelings. Look, the idea that you would require people to use their proper name in public. I think Mark Twain would have something to say about that. I would think there's a lot of people out there who, publish anonymously. How about well, I don't know, the Screw Tape Letters were under a pseudonym, but there's all kinds of people who have written using a pseudonym or anonymously because to avoid political persecution. And so the idea that she wants to require people to use their real names and this and that, it's like, oh, fuck yourself. My name's Marty, by the way, Nimrata. You can find me somewhere in Egan. It's not hard to find. Because I even though I use a pseudonym on this account, I don't use it on the other accounts. I use my name. But this is for whatever reason. But the idea that people should have to use their own names, you can kiss my, yeah, C.S. Lewis. In fact, yeah, do this in the chat. Name some pseudonyms. Yeah, the founding fathers used pseudonyms. So the idea that you can't say anything critical about Nikki Haley without using your real name. Hey, Nimrata, kiss my ass. So that's why she's trending. A lot of people are saying that, though. Well, then she should set the example and change her name on social media to Nimrata, because that's her real name. Well, her middle name is Nikki, and she's always gone by Nikki since she was a child. But still, and then this warmonger, Nimrata, Nikki Radhawa Haley, pretends she's promoting wars because that makes America strong, instead of admitting that she made $8 million as a defense contractor and speaker while leaving the Trump administration. Oh, that's the snap. Hello, Swirly. How you doing? So, yeah, that's a lot of people have been all over her grits for that little transgression. Next, the great Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, is trending. Now, he could probably trend every day because he says some stupid shit a lot. Hello, Bookworm Addict, by the way. Excuse me. He's trending because he's one of these politicians in the world that are telling the Israelis they need to do a ceasefire. And I just find I find this whole idea fascinating. But here's Justin Trudeau.
The human tragedy that is unfolding in Gaza is heart-wrenching.
Yes, it is. War. It is
the suffering
heart-wrenching.
we see in and around the Al-Shifa hospital.
Oh, wait, wait. The Al-Shifa hospital. Now, what? That sounds familiar. What's? Let me think here. What's at the Al-Shifa hospital? Oh, that's where the Hamas is based, underneath it. Yeah. Okay, so there you go. Anyway.
That the price of justice
cannot
be the continued suffering of all Palestinian civilians.
Oh, all of them? Really? You mean, wait, whoa. You're talking about Israelis that drop leaflets telling people where they were going to come destroy things and giving them an opportunity to leave and doing a daily, 4-hour ceasefire? I don't know. What?
Have rules. All innocent life is equal in worth, Israeli and Palestinian.
Okay, so you asking for a proportional response? Is that what you're talking about? What would be a proportional response to someone coming into Canada and just slaughtering 1,400 people? What would be the proportionate response the Canadians would have? Well, the Canadians would probably say, excuse me, sorry that we got in your way, because, Canadians are super polite. But, what is a proportional response to that? What is the proportional response to an organization that has declared war on you and has said that their whole goal is to eliminate you and your ilk from the entire earth? What's the proportional response? I don't get it.
I urge the government of Israel to exercise maximum restraint.
Yes. I'm curious. Without the United States, would the Canadian Army or whatever military be able to take on Israel? I don't know. Maybe. Look, Israel, a tiny little country, have been the toughest motherfuckers on the earth when it comes to protecting their country militarily. I mean, you think of all the attacks that have gone on against Israel since 1948. I mean, 7 countries attacked them at once from all around, and they trounced them in 6 days. Isn't that the 6-day war or something like that? I don't know. I stop fucking with Israel. Is anybody going to learn? Anyway.
The world is watching.
Oh, the world is watching. Yeah. It's funny that their world is watching, but they forget what happened October 7th. It's like, what's the proportionate response? Again, that's my question.
On social media, we're hearing the testimonies of doctors, family members, survivors.
Really?
Kids who've lost their parents.
Yeah,
The world.
I know, right? All those Israelis that lost their families members and parents and people who were kidnapped and whatnot. Oh, you weren't talking about that. I'm sorry. You're talking about the other side. And I don't relish what's happening there at all. I really do. I just, I don't. But look, act of war, consequence from act of war. And it sucks for everybody involved. And you don't want war. But look, the people they're fighting against are still there. And so that's what they're doing. Thank you, Jimmy Das Hotep. Oh, you're late? Wait. Jimmy Das Hotep, thank you for sponsoring the show. Appreciate you. Who says, having you know who is writing what means they have internet to do something about speech. Republicans like Haley have no principles and easily become authoritarians. Fuck her. These people are why the Republicans are unprincipled losers. Ah! Yeah! Jimmy Das Hotep with the fire. And thank you for dropping a small bowl of the tip jar. If you want to sponsor the show, pdognight.live is the place. In fact, I'll let me bookmark this because I forgot to do it. Here, drop a deuce or more in the tip jar. By the way, if you look in the description of the video of the stream on either Rumble or YouTube, there are a number of different donations that have different alerts, and a couple of those alerts are pretty. I think you will like them. I have some for the guys, and I have some for the ladies too. So just look through that list before you drop anything in the tip jar, and maybe you want to see a different thing pop up. No, not like that. Oh, that's nasty. Don't even think that way. No, we don't want to talk about that. They're not talking about things popping up like that. Anyway, so Trudeau
is witnessing this.
Yes.
Killing of women and children.
Yeah, I know. October 7th, they killed those women and children. They were beheading babies in front of their parents before they killed them just to increase the anguish. And then they took video of what they were doing took video of them just elated in what they were doing. Oh, wait, you're still not talking about October 7th. You're still talking about, holy shit. I don't think the Israeli army is deliberately going in and killing women and children, unlike Hamas did. This whole line of ceasefire amazes me. It just amazes me.
Of babies. This has to stop.
Right, which Hamas has vowed to continue doing. It has to stop, Justin. It has to stop. And Israel's stopping right now. Now, there are people criticizing him on the app formerly known as Twitter. David Frum, this is kind of a shitbag, but I don't care. He's right on this one. Justin Trudeau's public reprimand of Israel tonight will have zero effect on the region. He must know that. In Canada, however, his words will be heard as permission by those harassing Jews. He should know that too. He is risking Jewish safety to cushion the drop in his polls. Well, I don't mind the drop in his polls. And anyway, Dave Rubin trusted Trudeau is an evil communist piece of shit. Also, he should just come out of the closet already. BB responds below, quoted the tweet. Let's see what Benjamin Netanyahu said to Justin Trudeau. He said, here's BB's response to Justin Trudeau. It is not Israel that is deliberately targeting civilians, but Hamas that beheaded, burned, and massacred civilians in the worst horrors perpetrated on Jews since the Holocaust. While Israel is doing everything to keep civilians out of harm's way, Hamas is doing everything to keep them in harm's way. Israel provides civilians in Gaza humanitarian corridors and safe zones. Hamas prevents them from leaving at gunpoint. It is Hamas, not Israel, that should be held accountable for committing a double war crime, targeting civilians while hiding behind civilians. The forces of civilization must back Israel in defeating Hamas's barbarism. And do you remember PM Netanyahu when you were stopped from speaking at Concordia University? Well, it's got a lot worse since 2002. Anyway, so there you go. Thank you, Gunfox61. Breaking news. the FAA has approved launch license for SpaceX Starship. NSF reporting license just dropped, likely to launch attempt Friday or Saturday. Wow, that's big news. They've been waiting for that, and now that can happen. Thank you, Gunfox. Hello, Roasted Opinions. How are we all today? Well, I'm damn fine, but at least my wife thinks so. Okay, so yeah, Justin Trudeau is just, he's trying to appease the leftists in his country. Here, dear Justin Trudeau, fuck off, then keep fucking off. Keep fucking off until you get a gate with a sign that says you can fuck off past here, climb over the gate, dream the impossible dream, and keep fucking off forever. So there you go. I think that is very spot on and very good. All right, moving on. What do we got next here? I think we're done with politicians. Oh, I mentioned earlier Target is trending. Target, the Minnesota-based discount store, so to speak. Although it's kind of like high-rent Walmart, right? It's a nicer version of Walmart. Target is trending just because they have showed some pretty good earnings this quarter, apparently. What the hell happened to it? But this is weird. The most depressing Target I've ever seen. The fact that it's clean makes it worse because the chain is intentionally leaving shelves empty. The store is executing a bad plan. Target has all the problems right now: theft, wages, discretionary. I don't know where this Target is that has the empty shelves, but Target posts big earnings, big earnings even as sales fall again. Here's what the retailer reported for the fiscal third quarter ending October 28th compared with what Wall Street was anticipating. Earnings per share $2.10 versus the $1.48 expected, and revenue $25.4 billion versus $25.24 billion. And that's probably because one, the prices are rising, and plus it's still like the place where you can go get stuff that's not as expensive. I know that bigger retailers, higher end retailers, are struggling. Yeah, I don't really shop at Target anymore either, just because there's not one close to me. I have a Walmart that's closer, and they're comparable. And Walmart usually, Walmart for whatever reason, maybe it's because their distribution network, but anything you buy at Walmart is going to be just a tiny bit cheaper than at Target. But Target is a good discount store, and they have, if you're going to buy clothing at those stores, buy it at Target. Their quality is a little bit better. But anyway, the point is, retailers, discount retailers are probably having a pretty good year just because it's where you can buy stuff that's at a reasonable price. So there you go. Now let's get into the, let's do Gunfox's first. I wanted to talk, let's talk about Pink. This will be quick, and then I'll go into Gunfox's articles. I still have a few other things that I was going to go to, but let's talk about Pink and Pink the singer, not the Crayola color, because Pink has stepped in it. Her right there, the chick in the, way up there in the thumbnail, the other side of me there. She's trending on X because she has decided that, what the hell? It's gone. Gosh darn it. Give me a second here. I screwed up. Hold on. I'll put the trending topic up too, like I always do. I mean, hopefully she's still trending. Or I guess maybe I don't care if she's trending, but okay, well, she's not on listen. She was trending when I started today, so let me go back to your PINK. I want to make sure I put the trending topic up too, because that's why I found this today. Oh, I see what I did. Somehow I moved the BBC, not that kind of BBC, people. Don't get me started. Okay, let's just put it right here. There we go. All right, Pink is trending. The singer, songwriter, performer, who as a performer, I think she's amazing. I think she's a very talented young lady. Compared to me, she's 42, but she's very talented and whatever. But she has been brainwashed by the usual suspects when it comes to the issue of the so-called book bannings in Florida. okay? And she tweeted out this right here. Since PEN America started tracking book bans in 2021, each of these titles have been removed at least once in a public school district. You can find their reporting, blah, blah, blah. Many of these books are also being challenged or removed at public libraries. Now, the problem is, where is here's what she wrote also. She's going to be giving out free books during her concert tour when she's in Florida, supposedly, right? So she says, the following are some titles of books that have been banned from schools in Florida. Let me know which book is pornography, because someone was saying that, most of the books they're banning have pornographic images in them, and they're being peddled to kids, which should be a crime, but for some reason they're not. So she says the following books: To Kill a Mockingbird, The Hate You Give, Forrest Gump, Catcher in the Rye, The Hill We Climb, Girls Who Code, Atlas Shrugged, 1984, The Kite Runner, The Bluest Eye, A Wrinkle in Time, Diary of Anne Frank, The Fault in Our Stars, etc., etc. Now, the problem with this post is almost none of these books are banned in Florida. Okay? In fact, some of the books, here it is. See, here she's saying here, and I'll get to that one in a second. Apparently, some of these books that she's been listing are not even, well, in fact, not banned at all. Okay? Most of them are not banned at all because here's the list right here. Someone confused Florida for California. To Kill a Mockingbird is on Florida's best standard list. Anne Frank's Diary is on the same page. So here's some of those books are right on here. Florida's best standards English language arts recommended books for certain age groups. Now, what happening in Florida is they have had some movement of some books from elementary school and middle school libraries to high school libraries just based on subject matter and level of reading. But there it is. Where is it? To Kill a Mockingbird, right? Diary of Anne Frank, right there. Where is To Kill a Mockingbird? Right there. Things Fall Apart, right there. All these books, most of the books that she says are banned, are not banned. Okay, so that's funny, so she stepped in it there. And then what's funny too is To Kill a Mockingbird. Where is that? Where's the To Kill a Mockingbird one? Here it is, right here. Oh, and by the way, here, readers added context to her tweet here. The list has been proven incorrect. These books are not banned in Florida. In fact, some are on Florida's required reading list. Fact-checked fake list of banned Florida books circulated widely online. And USA Today did a fact check on it. Now, also, To Kill a Mockingbird is especially funny when you find out that To Kill a Mockingbird was removed in schools in California and currently in the state of Washington. They're trying to ban the book To Kill a Mockingbird in some school districts. Where is it here? Kathy Young, she's an anti-Trump person writing at the Bulwark. My new piece at Bulwark Online looks at the push to take To Kill a Mockingbird off the curriculum in a Washington state school district. If such measures are book banning, it's coming from the progressive left this time, mostly. Now, the books that they have removed from elementary schools in particular are some of the books with the pornographic images, which I cannot put on the screen, but and so we're wondering, is she going to be giving out these books? People have been challenging her on this particular subject. Where did Mindy go here? Mindy Robinson. Here it is. So, and Mindy Robinson here says, apparently, let me scoot that. Apparently, Pink openly supports pedophiles. Do you realize you're supporting Todd Parr, a drag queen story hour author I caught liking pedophilia content on Instagram? Yeah, that's what you're supporting with these books being banned. Some of these books clearly have pornographic images in them. And, 10 years ago, you'd get arrested for giving them to children. Hello, Select a Boy. Yeah, boy. And Anna Lynn and Mark Smart. Nice to have you all jumping in the chat. Thank you, by the way, Tyre the Philosopher, who donated a small bullet in the tip jar, who says, To quote the Untouchables, they send of yours to the hospital. You send one of theirs. Oh, they send one of yours to the hospital. You send one of theirs to the morgue. Israel didn't start this fight. They were happy in their sandbox, minding their business. Fuck right off, Emperor Justin the asshole. Yes, thank you, Tyre Alexander. We're talking dating back to Justin Trudeau. So anyway, it's very, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? Where'd that come from? How did that pop up on my screen? Oh, I see what happened. Okay. So anyway, yeah, Pink. It might be time to just shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. It's just, if you don't know what you're talking about, sometimes it's better to, what's that phrase? There's something about if you can be ignorant, or you can prove you're ignorant by opening your mouth. I made that up. It's similar to the phrase you're supposed to say. Hello, shrapnel, by the way. But yeah, the actual book bans. I mean, it's funny. I mean, the band, remember they were trying to ban Huckleberry Finn? It's like, just because it had an N-bomb in it. Because it's historical. And look, teach kids why that's bad then. They don't take it out of the schools. That's stupid. So anyway, but it may be triggering to poor young kids who might not understand that it's in every rap song, right? Anyway, let's move on. Hello, Rotten Corpse 2, by the way. All right, now, the BBC is trending, and not... and not the good kind. Okay, BBC is trending. I'm a horrible human being. BBC is trending because of their coverage of Israel is fascinating. The BBC has had to issue a retraction. Now let's show the first report that the BBC did here, where they were talking about the IDF entering a hospital. Okay, and here's how the BBC reported the IDF. I believe it's the Shifa hospital they're talking about here. Here's the IDF report from the BBC. And of course, that's black screen. Here we go. Here's the report they gave.
At this moment, we are hearing from Reuters that is reporting that Israel, it says its forces are carrying out an operation against Hamas in Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital, and they are targeting people, including medical teams as well as Arab speakers. They are also saying that Israel...
Wait. Now I'm gonna repeat that part just because it's important. She says, she's reporting that Reuters is claiming that they're carrying out an operation where they are what?
Operation against Hamas in Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital, and they are targeting people, including medical teams as well as Arab speakers.
Targeting teams, medical teams, and Arab speakers in the hospital. That's what they're claiming.
They are also saying that Israel is calling on all Hamas operatives in the hospital to surrender at this point. Once again, we are hearing from Reuters that
is she going to say it again?
Its forces are carrying out an operation against Hamas in that hospital that we had just heard of. They are targeting Arab speakers as well as some of the medical staff there.
Now,
and they are asking all Hamas operatives in that hospital to surrender.
Now, whenever you do a report like this, okay, whenever you do a report like this, and you say that they are targeting hospital personnel and Arab speakers.
Surrender. At this moment,
we are here. Do you think that would cause some consternation amongst the people who are concerned about that type of thing? Well, they've had to issue a small retraction here. And here's the retraction, which, you know, the retraction is never as good as the original report because people are already riled up about the original report and they probably never hear the retraction. Here is the retraction from the BBC.
And now an apology from the BBC. A BBC News, as it covered initial reports that Israeli forces has entered Gaza's main hospital. We said that medical teams and Arab speakers were being targeted. This was incorrect and misquoted a Reuters report. We should have said IDF forces included medical teams and Arabic speakers for this operation. So we apologise
so
for
they
this
were
error,
going
which
in
fell below our usual editorial
to help
standards. The correct version
with
of
medical teams and Arab speakers for the people who are in the hospital, not the people they're trying to take out. Because the hospital, you know, they came in with medical personnel and Arab speakers so they could help within the hospital, which that sounds like genocide to me.
Broadcast
is that what they meant by genocide? That they're bringing in medical personnel and Arabic speakers to help out in the hospital? That they're trying to take out the Hamas people underneath the hospital? Wow, that's quite the retraction, quite the change in tone, isn't it? Holy shit! All right, so that's why
an apology,
and that's the main reason why BBC is trending. Now we'll go back to the trending topic here. Let's see, Oliver Cooper. Good God, this is blood libel from the BBC. IDF had said it entered the hospital with its own medical teams and Arabic speakers so it can help people. BBC reports the IDF is targeting medical teams and Arab speakers. This is not a coincidence. Now, they end up having to go and retract that, but, you know, how many people actually hear the retraction? This satire show. And then there's, this is interesting. I wouldn't have time for that. There's a little satire show on Israel that deservedly mocks the BBC again and the disingenuous calls for a ceasefire. But I want to show you the last part of this particular video, because this is fascinating how they finish this up. Let me click back here. Which they have a parody of them interviewing a Hamas person, but I want to show you this last part of this, because this is kind of poignant. That's okay. So here we go.
For a moment of history.
A moment of history.
On this day in 1944, heartless Winston Churchill refused a ceasefire and continued the genocidal attack on Nazi Germany. As we well know now, far more German civilians have died in the war, which makes them the victims and Britain the war criminal.
All right, so there you go. I thought that was very apropos of how this is being covered and how it's being presented by people like Justin Trudeau. So there you go. All right, and I had one more. What was the other one here? And this is just an example. See, now they say that the Palestinians are just looking for freedom and a peaceful state and everything. And this is just, now again, this is just one person. I can't say that this represents everyone who is on the left and out there protesting Israel. But this is interesting. Just I'm going to play it just because.
If the West feels so sorry for the Israel,
He's saying if the West was so sorry for the, I think he says Zionist.
Zionists, why don't they give a place in Germany? Why don't they go to Hitler's back garden and make an occupation there? Then they will know what kind of people these are. Why every so many hundred years the Zionists get slaughtered? Because Hitler knew how to deal with these people.
Oh, that's fascinating.
They can create a
really?
state of Israel in the expense of Palestinian Muslims' blood.
Fascinating. That's a hot take right there. I'm not going to repeat it, but I'm pretty sure you heard it. Holy shit. All right, now we're going to finish up. Let's do Gun Fox's articles, and then I'll finish up with the other thing here. So let's thank you, Gun Fox, again for contributing to the show. We've got 4 articles we're going to get through real quick, and then I got to get done. So first, Jesus Christ. Fanny, okay, here's the post. I'm going to pull up the actual Mediaite post, even though I don't necessarily like to give them traffic. This is easier to read it this way. Fannie Willis has asked for an emergency protective order in the Trump trial, alleges leaked videos were witness intimidation. Uh-oh. Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis has requested an emergency protective order to prevent the leak of potential evidence to be presented in the Trump Georgia racketeering trial of former President Trump. First reported by ABC News on Monday, proffer PROFFER videos leaked that featured other indicted members of the Trump team who may have already pleaded guilty, including lawyers Jenna Ellis, Sidney Powell, and Keith Chesborough, discussing details about the case that were previously unreleased to the public and were known only to both legal teams. Willis cited the possibility of witness intimidation and obstruction of justice in her filing to Judge Scott McAfee. These confidential video recordings were not released by the state to any party other than the defendants charged in the indictment pursuant to the discovery process required by law. The release of these confidential video recordings is clearly intended to intimidate witnesses in this case. Well, okay, wait a minute. Who's attempting to intimidate the witnesses, the state or the Trump team? Because we don't know who released them. And is this, this could be a dirty pool on their part too, for all you know. Subjecting them to harassment and threats prior to trial constitutes indirect communication about the facts of this case with co-defendants and witnesses and obstructs the administration of justice in violation of the conditions of release imposed on each defendant. The prosecution also stated in the filing, which was co-signed by its deputy prosecutors Donald Wakefield and Will Wooten, that they would no longer share similar videos with the defense team. Wait a minute. I think there's a legal precedent of why you have to, but we'll see. Instead, they will only be allowed to view the videos at the district attorney's office, where they will be allowed to take notes. The filing requests a permanent order prohibiting disclosure of any discovery materials by any party. Both teams denied leaking the video to the media, where statements contained within have made waves. Ellis's statement especially caused a stir. She told prosecutors during her PROFFER session that former Trump aide Dan Scavino told her in December 2020, after Trump lost the 2020 election, quote, and he said to me in a kind of excited tone, well, we don't care and we're not going to leave. And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, the boss, meaning President Trump, and everyone understood the boss, that's what we all called him. He said the boss is not going to leave under any circumstances. We're just going to stay in power. And I said to him, well, it doesn't quite work that way, you realize. And he said, we don't care. Now, that's interesting that she said that. Trump has pleaded not guilty to all charges of alleged racketeering conspiracy surrounding events related to the 2020 election. Now, why in God's name would Trump's team leak this? That doesn't make any damn sense. Why would they leak that? This was leaked by the state. What benefit would Trump have leaking that? Huh? Anybody? Can anybody tell me? Unbelievable. This is almost like they planned this. Moving on. Thank you. Another Gunfox article here. U.S. and China pledged to ramp up renewables in place of planet-warming fossil fuels ahead of the Biden-Xi summit. Now, again, this is clearly written by This is CNN, because that's just stupid. But you know, they think it makes sense. The United States and China have agreed to resume a working group. Oh, it's just a working group. That means they're just going to talk about it and not do anything. A working group on climate cooperation and pledged a major ramp up of renewable energy. Oh, so China can mine more of their minerals and control who gets the best electric cars, right? Announced Wednesday ahead of the Leaders Summit in San Francisco as the world's two largest polluters seek to overcome their geopolitical tensions to tackle the climate crisis. Oh my God, these people. The announcement came hours before U.S. President Joe Biden and Chinese leader Xi Jinping, the boss, are set to sit down on the sidelines of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit for their first talk in a year. Highly anticipated meeting aimed at stabilizing rocky relations. Cooperation on climate change has long been seen as a rare bright spot in otherwise difficult U.S.-China relations, strained by tensions over trade, technology, human rights, and geopolitics. But even that bright spot has dimmed over the past year, with China cutting off climate talks with Washington in retaliation for a high-level U.S. visit to Taiwan last summer. Oh, was that when Nancy Pelosi went? Did she fuck things up with China? Did she mess up Joe Biden's money? Don't mess with Joe Biden's money. A statement on Wednesday released separately in the U.S. State Department and China's Ministry of Ecology and Environment followed days of meetings between U.S. climate envoy John Kerry and his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping at the Sunnylands retreat in California earlier this month. The two envoys also met in Beijing for talks this summer because, you know, John Kerry likes to travel. He can't do that over a Zoom call. God, you gotta travel to China and go see the Great Wall while you're there. Two sides, just So, see, the climate czar decided to take a private jet to China, emitting 50,000 times the emissions of any normal person in the United States, so he could go to China, see the Great Wall, and look at some cool buildings and shit, and maybe talk with the guy that his counterpart for half an hour. That's probably how it works. Anyway. So, the two sides decided to operationalize a suspended bilateral working group to engage in dialogue. I mean, listen to this. This is hilarious. Listen to the language here. The two sides decided to operationalize a suspended bilateral working group to engage in dialogue and cooperation to accept concrete climate actions. So they're gonna have a committee and chat about it. In this decade, according to the statement, that working group was first proposed by Kerry and Xi in 2021 at the United Nations Climate Summit in Glasgow, but has been on hold since August last year. The statement also vows a major ramp-up of renewable energy, including wind, solar, and battery storage, so they have to mine 500,000 tons of earth to make a battery every time. Let's see. I'm sorry. Is it for each electric car? I don't know. To help run each country's massive power sector, specifically to take place of a planet-warming fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas, which they have not. That's still. Oh, good God. It's a theory, but we'll see. You know, because 0.03 of the carbon in the atmosphere comes from humans right now. I don't know. And carbon's a lagging factor. But anyway, China and U.S. committed to sufficiently accelerate renewable energy deployment. Yeah, Gunfox, I see what you just said. Yeah, you got me. In their economies until the end of 2030 to speed up the substitution of coal, oil, and gas. They also pledged efforts to support except you know how much oil, coal, and gas they're going to use to produce all this renewable energy? I mean, it's oh my God. Anyway, you get the point. They're gonna ramp up their working group. You ever had a working group at they've ever made a working group at your office or wherever you work? They have a committee that sits around and talks about shit. All right, moving on. Also on CNN, plane turned back to JFK after horse escapes on board. This is the one that I laughed at out loud when I saw it, what Gunfox has sent me. This is also from This Is CNN. A Boeing 747 en route from New York JFK to Liège, Belgium, was forced to turn around on November 9th after a horse got loose in the cargo hold. The cargo flight operated by charter airline Air Atlanta Icelandic had climbed to around 31,000 feet when the crew contacted air traffic control in Boston to report that the horse had escaped from its stall. We don't have a problem flying-wise, one of the pilots said in a video reconstruction by YouTube channel You Can See ATC, but we cannot get the horse back secured. It's probably kicking him in the head. In recordings, air traffic control can be heard granting the pilot's request to return to JFK Airport, but because the plane was too heavy to dump 20 tons of fuel east of Nantucket. Oh, so they had to dump fuel, which has probably caused an environmental disaster there. The pilot also asked for a veterinarian to meet the plane upon landing because we have a horse in difficulty. Probably freaking out that it's flying around in a plane. The pilot also asked, the representative from Air Atlanta, like Icelandic, told CNN that the information in the You Can See ATC video is correct. Flight history on tracking site FlightRadar24.com shows that following the diversion, the plane was able to take off again some 3 hours behind schedule. It landed in Liège at 6:49 a.m. local time in the morning of November 10th. So pound for pound, this incident is one of the biggest hitters when it comes to animals escaping on planes, but critter problems are surprisingly common in the air. Oh, okay, so this happened. This is not new. This is not new. In October 2023 alone, an otter and a rat were reported to have caused an uproar after escaping from hand luggage on a Vietjet flight from Bangkok, while a bear cub broke loose from its crate on a flight from Baghdad to Dubai while passengers were on board. There's video of those. Oh my gosh. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put links to all these too, just because it sounds hilarious. And a South Africa pilot was forced to make an emergency landing in April after a deadly Cape Cobra slithered up his shirt, because it wouldn't be a story about a midair flight animal incidents if we didn't once mention snakes on a plane. There you go. Snakes on a plane and horses in the hold. Holy shit. Never heard of that before. And finally, Gunfox's last article, SpaceX launched Starship's second orbital test this weekend. What to know? Now, isn't it ironic that this article has horses in the foreground of SpaceX Heavy? SpaceX is looking to launch the long-awaited second orbital test of Starship, the company's Mars colonizing rocket, as soon as this Friday, November 17th, which, of course, breaking news earlier, as Gunfox reminded us, they... what was it said? Where is it? There it is. FAA approved launch license for the SpaceX Starship. So there you go. It's going to be heading out either Friday or Saturday. They've yet to announce the completion of an environmental review, which they did. Second orbital test conducted along the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. The agency said issued an operation planning advisory that contained 3 dates on which Starship could launch: November 17th, November 18th, and November 19th. Blah, 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 blah. So there you go. That bad boy is about to go up in the air. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, the best way, animals should be done by boat. Should be moved by boat or train, not airplane. But, maybe they just needed the horse there really fast. It was like... is there like a FedEx for horses? I don't know. All right, we're going to finish up with one last thing, which I'm probably way too late on. But there was a rally in D.C. over the weekend, the Support of Israel rally in Washington, D.C. And just this last little tweet here tells you about 7 major differences between the anti-Israel protests from earlier and the pro-Israel rally today, which was Saturday, I believe. No, it was yesterday, Sunday, at the National Mall. No, the differences are, in the pro-Israel rally, nobody was assaulted. There were many American flags. There was no racism or bigotry. Nobody was hiding behind a face mask. Concern was expressed for innocence on each side of the war. It was bipartisan, and it was much, much larger. So there's I did not realize that is this really it? Is it a picture? I can't see if those are... Yeah, there's all kinds of Israeli flags there. Look at that. A lot of people showed up. I don't know if it was 100,000 or not. I didn't see any reporting on that this morning. That's what surprises me, right? Normally, if there's something like this goes on and you see a ton of reporting on it on X and it'd be trending or something, nothing. And I didn't look at X over the weekend. But there's also one sad, if it's a sad story, whatever, it's an interesting story. Breaking: hundreds of Jewish Detroiters, people from Detroit, were prevented from attending today's pro-Israel rally in D.C. when bus drivers staged a deliberate and malicious walkout. Nearly 1,000 people flew from Detroit to D.C. on chartered flights, and buses were hired to take them from Dulles Airport to the National Mall. However, several buses failed to show up. Drivers had organized a mass sick-out day upon learning they would be taking hundreds of Jewish Americans to the pro-Israel rally. Approximately 300 people were left stranded on the tarmac for 11 hours before being sent back home. This is not the only report of charter buses canceling on Jewish groups heading to the rally, which was attended by 290,000 plus people, despite anti-Semites' efforts to sabotage it. So that's kind of fucked up. Do your damn job. Stop, or the bus company needs to... bus company's going to have to compensate those people, I would guess. So anyway, on that note, that's it, guys. Thanks for joining me today on, why isn't that going? There we go. On the Morning Night Live. I appreciate you showing up. And thanks to all the sponsors today. Big sponsor today. Tyre Alexander, Jimmy Das Hotep, and Gunfox61. You are the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, sir. Everyone, I hope you have a wonderful day. I gotta go. Did this freeze on me while I was doing this? Did it freeze? No, it didn't. It's good. Okay. All right. Thanks. Gotta go. My name's P-Dog Knight, and I am out of here. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.